I heard you have a bunch of beautiful scrap fabric you've been hoarding. I'm gonna teach you how to make a beautiful spinny patchwork skirt like mine. The design is so simple, it's just squares. The construction works by doing it in assembled tiers. Now, each tier is going to contain a different number of squares for a total of 90 10 by 10 inch squares. Have you ever made sugar cookies? The kind with cookie cutters? Well, this is the same thing, except your dough is your fabric. Take that square stencil and place it just about anywhere you think you can get a square out of it. It's a bit of a fun game for me. After dissecting and Frankensteining my scrap fabric bin, I finally had 90 squares. So my objective here is to arrange all the different colors and patterns I have in such a way that no two of the same fabric are directly adjacent to each other, either vertically or horizontally. And as you might imagine, this is kind of a puzzle, and it took at least an hour and a half. Once you've reached your third row, you're going to notice that it's really difficult to put the fourth row onto the third row because there's like no space and you can't see what's going where. So what you're going to want to do is take that third row and spread it out. So as I picked up my squares, I started from right to left, with the right being at the bottom, placing the next one on top of the other as I went along until I got all the way to the left edge. Start your first row by placing your leftmost square beneath the square immediately to the right of it. Make sure that the right sides are together and the fabric is oriented the correct direction. Next, you're going to take the next square in your sequence that you laid out earlier and place it on top of the second square in your row. When you open this piece back up like the pages of a book, you'll see all of your pieces are facing the right direction. And hey, if they're not, grab that seam ripper and hit the undo button. And if you liked that, guess what? We're gonna do it 87 more times! That's the same technique you'll be using to assemble all of the rows before we scrunch them together. In your second row, you'll be inserting 4 pocket pieces, one on either end, and one right between squares 6 and 7. What we're gonna do is take a nice tight zigzag and go all the way down. We have both of our pockets that we just sewed into squares 6 and 7, 6, 7. We're gonna put them together. And if your pocket is shorter than your square, you're gonna sew along it, and then the shape of the pocket, and then back down. Attach the other 2 pockets on either end of your chain, and finish your edges however you like. Put your tier 2 on top of tier 1, and gather 2 squares of tier 2 onto 1 square of tier 1. Fold little pleats of the fabric towards yourself so that way the foot can run over it with ease. And that's the first 2 tiers. Chain together rows 3 and 4 the same way you did 1 and 2. Take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Next, turn the skirt inside out and sew all the way down the side seam to close that side edge. When you reach the pockets, go out, down, around, and back onto that side seam. Now we need a waistband. You can either fold down the top row of squares, or you can cut one separately, which is what I chose to do. I talk about my process for this in my full-length tutorial, which I've linked in my bio for easy access. I used my serger to make sure that all the edges of my squares on my 4th row were the same length, then folded over the hem twice to make a rolled hem. Now you have your very own beautiful one-of-a-kind patchwork skirt. I love knowing that every piece of this skirt is a piece that got a second life. Let me know if you make your own wearable work of art.